start, several parishes have reached out to the mayor president about these masks that were donated by Haynes, the 100,000 masks that were donated to the parish. We just want to clarify, these are cloth masks that are washable and reusable. They're not the N95 masks that are used by medical professionals. So just to let you all know that. Also, we have some numbers to put out as far as unemployment and other things, so I'll be doing that after the mayor president makes his remarks and answers some of your questions. With that, Mayor President Josh Giller.
Thank you, Jamie. Appreciate that. And good afternoon. Thank you for coming. So we've had 439 confirmed cases of COVID-19 since March 18th on a base of 17,734 reported tests. We still have 17 fatalities recorded, and it's our 6th day without an additional recorded death from COVID-19 here in Lafayette Parish. We are working to strike a difficult balance between keeping our people safe and getting our economy moving again. Please remember that Easter was just 11 days ago. We're still within that 2-week window to register impacts from that holiday weekend. As you may have heard, President Trump has cautioned the Republican governor of Georgia that his plans to reopen that state are premature, particularly with respect to businesses where social distancing is difficult or impossible to maintain. There appears to be confusion and communication issues surrounding the timing and details of Governor Kemp's plan that are complicating the situation in that particular state. We will endeavor to continue communicating with our people as clearly as possible to avoid any such confusion in our state and our parish. I thank you for your assistance in this very critical task. As we have from the very beginning, we are working to maintain our efforts to closely align with federal guidelines and the emergency declarations of the governor. There are rumors circulating that the governor will lift his stay-at-home order on May 1st. At this moment, they are simply that, rumors. I am sending a letter, along with the mayors of our Lafayette municipalities within the parish, asking the governor to consider providing local flexibility to parishes like ours that haven't been impacted as severely as Orleans, Jefferson, St. John the Baptist, and other parishes. It is our hope that the COVID-19 response going forward can be tailored to the situations in each parish. We are prepared to respond to whatever the guidance from the state turns out to be, working closely with our medical task force, the Governor's Office of Homeland Security and Emergency Preparedness, GOSEP, local businesses, and stakeholders. In any event, it seems certain that social distancing and taking necessary precautions against infection will continue to be important. Again, we will work to provide clear information to our citizens regarding federal guidelines, state mandates, and our local response to this public health emergency. We've received a number of questions about the legal and constitutional issues surrounding the government response to this very challenging situation. Even the Attorney General of the United States has expressed questions about the measures being taken. These are difficult issues that cut to the heart of our rights and our responsibilities as citizens. As I appreciate it, the emergency powers of the President, the Governor, and local officials are well established in federal law, state law, and our own Home Rule Charter. These powers are often invoked when there are hurricanes, floods, tornadoes, and other events where the safety of the public is at significant risk. In most circumstances, other than wartime, these types of measures are short-lived, usually a few days or even a week. And in circumstances like this, where we are over a month and counting, our situation becomes a little more uncomfortable. Our Congressman, Clay Higgins, has openly expressed his frustration at the current situation. As a small government conservative, I share some of his concerns and respect his views. As Mayor President of Lafayette Parish, however, I am strongly committed to clearly aligning with the federal guidance coming from the Department of Homeland Security and President Trump's coronavirus task force. I am strongly committed to working within the emergency declarations of our governor, given his commitment to the guidance of national, state, and regional public health experts. We can debate this situation vigorously for years to come. For now, I am resolute that we will make the best decisions we can for the health and safety of our people with the best information we have available to us. I've made clear time and again that we not only have a public health emergency, we have a clear economic emergency. I am committed to working closely with stakeholders at all levels to get our people back to work as soon as possible in a manner consistent with public health and safety. Now, the combination of our Safe Shop policy for gray area businesses and our essential businesses means that there is clear guidance for roughly 85% of our local businesses to operate safely here in Lafayette Parish. As I've also made clear since the beginning, no amount of government guidance, no fines, penalties, mandates, no restrictions placed on us from the outside are a substitute for our own judgment, common sense, and willingness to put our communities, our neighbors, our families, and our people first in how we conduct our day-to-day business at this very challenging time. Thank you to everyone for the pride and resilience being displayed every day in our community and as it relates to our response to COVID-19. Let's please take a moment to pray and reflect on those who have lost their lives and their families, both in our parish and outside of our parish. Please join me. Thank you. I have time for questions. Yes, sir.
Josh, how confident are you that the letter you and the area mayors are sending to the governor will influence his decision-making after he said that he doesn't want to do a local, flexible reopening?
I'm certainly hopeful. I'm certainly hopeful that it definitely doesn't fall on deaf ears. I need the governor to listen. I think he has been. And look, to his credit, his entire team throughout this process has been very communicative. There's been two-way streets of communication, and I definitely believe I am confident in the governor's willingness to listen to his parish presidents and take those opinions in consideration. I understand the governor may have alluded to that he may not be leaning towards maybe parishes making that decision, at minimum regions making that decision. We would strongly urge the governor to allow parishes to make those decisions. What other questions?
You said you need the governor to make this decision, is what you just said. Can you tell us why, you prefer this parish control versus, these decisions that are being made at the state level?
Sure. Each parish brings with them their own certain attributes of this virus, their own certain conditions, their own certain situations, specific situations. Avoiding centralized decisions coming out of Baton Rouge helps us to avoid not painting with a broad brush. Our 64 parish entities, whether it's parish presidents, police juries, parish administrators, we are in a much better position to know the situation of our people as opposed to the governor, even though he's done a good job in his response to the COVID-19 situation. Just like the governors are in a better position to evaluate the needs and situation of their states as opposed to Washington, and the president has made that clear as well. We talked about it just now. One situation where the Washington and one particular governor may be not on the same page, but that'll rectify itself. So both myself and my 5 fellow mayors within the parish, we're respectfully asking the governor, along with other parish presidents in the state, we're asking the governor to allow us to make decisions in regards to a parish. But we will respect whatever decision he makes, and we will work with it. We'll work within those guidelines in a safe manner. And I like the direction that we are going. We're definitely going towards a direction in the state to opening up businesses as opposed to closing businesses. So that's comforting.
One of our readers from the Quiet Town Coterie is asking, where can senior citizens and the infirm get masks?
Great question. Senior citizens, not only in our parish, but we have viewers that may be outside of Lafayette Parish. My recommendation would be to call your local municipality. So here in Lafayette, for example, you can call either Lafayette Consolidated Government, but the mask that Jamie referenced, I'm assuming that's what you're talking about, with the Haynes donations, or just masks in general? In general. So my recommendation would be to call your local municipality, your city hall. So in this case, Lafayette Consolidated Government, or you can also call LEDA, especially our safe shop businesses out there. Please dial 311 option 2. If you call outside of 10 a.m. to 2 p.m., please leave your name and a number, and we will get back to you, or LEDA will get back to you as soon as possible. You can also call the police department. They can give you some guidance here in Lafayette as well. And each of our respective municipalities within this parish, each city hall has been distributed masks from our partner in Haynes, and they may have some other guidance too, as far as maybe some medical grade masks.
I know Mr. Harbin said that they're trying to get 2 masks to each employee, one to wear, one to wash. Are these masks available for the public? I know some people are trying to wonder where they'll get one if they aren't an employee of one of those businesses.
So our priority for the donations from Haynes right now is still our safe shop businesses, because of the mandate that we're placing on them that employees wear masks to protect the public and themselves. So that would be our emphasis. But I encourage you to call LEDA option 2 and 311. So 311 option 2. Again, you can call Lafayette Consolidated Government questions, call our local police department, or I know within the parish of Lafayette you can also call the city hall of each of our respective 5 sister municipalities.
Any plans to furlough any LCG employees?
We're considering it, Claire. We're considering it. Everything's on the table. It's the last thing any employer wants to do. But there will be tough decisions that have to be made. We talked about the budget situation with the city. The parish has always been short of funds. Analyzing the parish budget is a little different than the city budget because of the mandates. The mandates, but also the dedicated millages. But the economic impact that's hitting our local economy, LCG is not immune to that, and we're gonna face that situation just like municipalities across our country.
Do you anticipate that happening before y'all actually get into the budget review for 2020 to 2021?
No, and I'm saying that purely because we're already in that mindset. We're already analyzing the budget, and but I will say this. Our team, our communications team, and our team here at Lafayette Consolidated Government has done a really good job of communicating to the public. We're going to continue to do that in a transparent way, and we will do as much as we can to give applicable notice to anyone involved.
So when you talk about potential furloughs, we mentioned LCG. Is LUS on the table as well for employees there?
Yes. Now look, I'm asking y'all. My recommendation would not be to go write big headlines that LCG is furloughed. Now, you can write whatever you want, but that shouldn't be the focal point. We're still in a health emergency. We need to focus on that. We're still in an economic impact emergency I'm just simply saying in full candor to the media and to our public, we're not immune to it here at Lafayette Consolidated Government. Now, I take that extremely serious. It's real easy if you had no emotion, no human attributes to you, and you're just looking at dollar signs on a piece of paper. But I don't lose sight of the fact that every decision that I make, whether it's within the employees of Lafayette Consolidated Government or if it's with the wonderful people that I'm so blessed to serve, that every decision that I make affects someone's life. I don't take that lightly. I take that extremely serious. I lose sleep over it. It's on my mind constantly, as it should be, and as it is with every mayor that's watching this. You want to see where the rubber meets the road, go to a local municipality.
Question from Facebook.
Facebook, all right.
Salon owner wanted to know if the safe shop guidelines could be adjusted to allow for a salon to open with, for example, allowing one customer at a time and heavy sanitization.
This is a great question. So for everyone listening out there, you can go to, is it LCG's Facebook page is where you got that? So you can go to Lafayette Consolidated Government, it's our Facebook page, ask a question, and if we can't answer it right then and there, we'll put it out for public at one of these press conferences. So the safe shop guidelines, the safe shop businesses and the provisions for those businesses, they don't apply to the essential businesses listed by the governor or the prohibited businesses listed in the governor's executive order. So hair salons, beauty salons, I wouldn't have jurisdiction to modify our safe shop guidance for hair salons at this particular moment. But part of our request is, as Andrew had asked about, part of our request to the governor is to allow us to make those decisions here on the local level. And we'll respect any decision Governor Baton Rouge has, but that is our strong and respectful request. Any other questions?
Did you say the request was from Lafayette Parish and the Lafayette Parish mayors, or did it go regional?
Well, so I can speak for Lafayette very confidently. Both myself and all of my fellow mayors within the parish, we are sending a joint letter to the governor requesting that those decisions after May 1st, when he lifts his stay-at-home order, be made at the local level. And it's my understanding that that request is being made by other parish presidents and other mayors across the state as well. Any other questions?
I know that the governor said a little bit about the business regulations that he's hoping to start next month. It seems like the things he's mentioned is things that Safe Shop is implementing, employees wearing masks, the social distancing, obviously. How does it make you feel to see, whenever you're watching the governor's press conferences, see that, they're sort of following the actions that Lafayette's already taken?
Well, it feels good. I know our team can probably start to get some nods there. I feel I can speak safely on them, but also it just goes to show you the mindset of Baton Rouge and our local municipalities right now. This is a team effort. So best practices, and I'm glad that this is spreading, but we're implementing best practices from other parishes, from other municipalities across the country, across our state, and I don't think that's remote or unique, and it's comforting knowing that Baton Rouge is taking those into considerations. They're good guidelines. They're guidelines that were taken place off of medical advice, off of advice from business owners. A lot of the best practices that you're going to see in our state, in our city, in our parish, across the nation, really are probably best practices already implemented by the private sector. Again, we talk about the economy. Well, the big part of the economy is the market. And the market understands the seriousness of keeping their consumers safe, or businesses keeping their consumers safe. So our businesses across Lafayette Parish and across the country are going to, in my opinion, go out of their way to make sure that their consumers, their customers, that their patrons feel safe and secure during their shopping experience. Any other questions of me? Yes, sir.
The Lieutenant Governor said something about the festivals, New Orleans coming to Lafayette. Do you have any thoughts on that?
Yes, and I welcome any opportunity to increase commerce in Lafayette Parish in a safe and responsible way. And so I'm excited to hear that Lafayette would be an option. I look forward to working with the Lieutenant Governor's office, who's doing a fantastic job of promoting Louisiana. His job and his staff's job has gotten a lot harder, just like many equivalent agencies across the country have. But we'll get that. We welcome the thought of that, and we'll do it in a very responsible and safe manner. And I'll say this: if all things are equal, there's no better place in the world than to be in Lafayette Parish. I genuinely mean that. It's my home. You good? All right. So that being said, thank you so much. Jamie does have some pretty important information. If you could stay with us just for a few more minutes. And thank you for your time. God bless you.
All right, I'll try to make this brief. There's been some confusion about mask distribution. The Hanes masks, again, we don't have those available for citizens. They are available right now for Safe Shop employees. We are working to try to get information to provide to you for seniors and other citizens who might be in need of masks. But CDC guidelines did say that you can use things like a bandana or a scarf. It's the same as having a piece of cloth with straps on it. So we do encourage citizens out there, if you don't have access to those homemade masks or those other types of masks, to look at what you got. Got to use a dish towel or some sort of fabric. That would be recommended. Let's see. As far as businesses needing masks, call 311. Again, select option 2 from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. Monday through Friday. A LEDA staff member is going to ask how many masks you need for your business and what the name of the person is that's going to pick them up. The pickup will be the next day. The same name given over the phone is the name that must be given when picking up those masks. The pickup is here, Old LUS drive-through at City Parish Hall, 705 West University. Again, if you need that Safe Shop sticker, also contact LEDA. You can do the same thing, and they'll tell you how to get those stickers. Again, 311 option 2. There are businesses not following the policies. We have gotten a couple of calls about that. Again, remember, those guidelines are being enforced. It's a $500 fine, or jail time. So to report businesses not following the rules, call Lafayette Police Department or the Lafayette Parish Sheriff's Office. But again, we believe that just about everyone's following those rules. Of those 392 businesses we checked over the weekend, there were only a few of them needed just some slight guidance on how to do things a little bit better. Food distribution at the Robichaux Center will now be Monday through Friday. We've been seeing a slowdown on the weekends, so we're going to shift it to Monday through Friday. We're going to get a few extra meals to distribute on those weekdays. So again, it's still 11 o'clock, but get there a little early because we've been having to start around 10:45 because of the increase in traffic. We encourage people who've lost their jobs or who have had hours reduced because of this COVID-19 situation to come out and get a meal. Limit is 2 per car unless we have extras, and we'll try to accommodate. An update on the homeless issue. Right now we have homeless folks who are housed in hotels thanks to ARCH. Monday we had 190 people that were housed. Today we have 259. That cost about $8,000 a week in food. So obviously they need donations. To make a food donation, go to hublafayette.com, HUB Lafayette.com. To make a donation for housing, you can go to archacadiana.org, ARCH, acadiana.org. And if there are any restaurants out there that find themselves with excess food that they may have to throw out, these agencies would be willing to accept that food so that they can share it with those folks who need it. So again, any restaurants out there who might have food that will go to waste and they'll have to throw it away, please don't. If it's still edible, good food, please donate it to those folks. Just this morning, the Senate approved $310 billion for the new SBA PPP loans. It's going through the House for debate right now. It is expected to pass, so that will mean an increase again in folks trying to apply for this. We are still handing out packets at the drive-through here between 10 a.m. and 2 p.m. if you need them. Also, you can still contact Lita between 10 a.m. and 2 p.m. Monday through Friday to have someone talk you through that process if you need so. So that is still available if you need it. Now, unemployment. New unemployment numbers came out today. Louisiana Works is trying to make it easier for those unemployed to reach them. Call volume is obviously tremendous. Another 4.4 million people across the United States filed for unemployment last week alone. During the past week. The state's asking for anyone, if you do need a call, anyone applying for unemployment insurance to call on designated days. It all depends on the last digit of your Social Security number. If the last digit of your Social Security number is 0 through 3, you will file on Sunday. If it's 4 through 6, you file on Monday. And 7 through 9, you file on Tuesday. Wednesday through Saturday will be open to all Social Security numbers. But remember, you must file weekly for those benefits. Visit laworks.net to find the schedule, and we'll try to get it posted up on our website. That number again is 866-783-5567. 866-783-5567. It's available Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m.